Now, if that's actually true. Eric, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Marino. How are you?
Fabulous. It's good to have you with us. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And Eric, I'm just looking at the website today, and I know it's been difficult for everybody to do things the way that they'd like to do them. But the Ys, you guys are really reaching out to try to make things as easy as possible for folks to continue to get fit, take advantage of Y programs. Your virtual platform, it's really neat.
Yeah. Have you had an opportunity to look at it, I hope?
I am looking at it right now, as a matter of fact. I've been reviewing it today, and my goodness, there's a lot available.
Yeah. We've obviously, when we had to close down back in March with everybody else, we made some things available virtually. But since then, we've really been working to try to come up with a more permanent solution. Mm-hmm. And we think this is it. It's an amazing platform. We've actually partnered with YMCAs across the state of Pennsylvania and some in New York and Ohio and Boston. And, we think that we've got a great product there. Dozens of categories, thousands of on-demand videos, all different sorts of things. We even have 150 live classes led by YMCA instructors each week. Certainly not all led by our instructors, mm-hmm. but all led by Y instructors. So it's been getting rave reviews so far.
So this thing is called Y Wellness 24/7, and so let's start by explaining to people how they can get on board with this.
Well, if you're a Y member, if you're in one of our paying Y membership categories, it's free.
Hey, there you go.
All you have to do is come in and tell us you want it, and we'll give you the tools to get on there and take advantage. We have a number of membership categories like Silver Sneakers, Silver and Fit, our middle school initiative, other things that are free or subsidized. They can participate for as little as $8 a month.
Okay. Well, you can't really beat that, my goodness gracious, because when you look at the number of resources available on there. So I'm reading 150 live classes a week, hundreds of YMCA classes on demand, and they really run the gamut of activities, don't they?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's one of those things where, oftentimes you're limited by whatever certifications, training, or skill sets your instructors have in your building. Mm-hmm. This virtual platform takes that out of the equation because we now have access to instructors that can lead things that maybe nobody in the area can even lead because they have those trainings and skills and do those different types of classes that people may want. And this is a way for us to give it to them.
Yeah. I'm looking, for instance, in the fitness category, cycling, Tai Chi, dance jam, country heat, cardio sculpt, a boot camp. Mm-hmm. The licensed classes that you hear about all the time, like the PIO workouts and Rumble and Turbo Kick, which mm-hmm. I obviously might not know.
You were doing that this morning, right, Tom?
Yes,
Turbo Kick?
I've been doing that this morning, right in between my PIO workout. Did I say that correctly? Is it PIO?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And my Zumba classes, it makes doing a radio show kind of hard, but,
Well, I thought you'd be breathing a little more heavily, but, it's all that working out you do.
I am in amazing shape, but for those who aren't, no, I'm just kidding. YMCA, the virtual platform is one thing, but not the only thing available at the Y, and since this is our first of our monthly visits, maybe it's time for a good introduction to the Y for folks who don't really take advantage of this resource.
Yeah, well, thank you. And, we still have most of our safety protocols in place. Just like you go everywhere nowadays, you got to wear a mask. Some places have you take your temperature. We're still doing that. We actually have a pretty slick kiosk that does it for you. Mm-hmm. So, you don't have anybody pointing, the little trigger gun at you. And, we're sensitive to that. And we want to make sure that we don't make people feel uncomfortable. So you walk in, you stand in front of this screen, and it'll sense that you have a mask on. It'll sense your temperature and tell you, this is what your temperature is and you're good. Come on in. We make people answer the same three kind of pre-screen questions that you've seen everywhere. Are you experiencing these kinds of symptoms, so on and so forth. But once you're in the building, we're still under the governor's latest restrictions of you have to wear a mask. But we've modified most of our programs, with the exceptions of the one in the swimming pool. You don't have to wear a mask when you're in the swimming pool. Mm-hmm. But folks are wearing masks everywhere, and I get it. Not everybody is comfortable doing that, and Hopefully the governor will change that and we can take those off sooner than later, and then more people can come back. But that's a big part of the reason that we invested so much in the development of this virtual platform is, we don't want people to be without the services and programs that they're looking for and they need because they have to wear a mask or just because they're just not comfortable being out and around other people yet.
Yeah.
And any of the programs that you're going to be here in, you're going to be around other people. And if that's just not something you're feeling good about yet, we want to give you an opportunity and a way to experience and get those programs.
Yeah, and that's tremendous. When you look at the website, you see all the programs and activities that are mentioned. Are we correct in assuming that all of those in some way or another have been addressed, and if people want to take part in one or the other of those events, they'll either be told that that's up and running or that one's restricted right now?
Yeah, Todd. Most of them actually are running pretty close to normal. I mean, the only modifications we've made are things to be in line with either the restrictions in regards to capacity, because you can only have so many people in a space, or some of the gameplay like youth sports. Normally we'd be doing a basketball league right now where it'd be gameplay. Yeah. Well, we just modified that to skills programming. So we've got 50 or so kids that are coming in each week, and they're developing their basketball skills. They're just not playing a game right now, because it's when you're doing that gameplay, you're kind of all huddled together and leaning on each other. Well, we've taken that part out of it, so that we can still do what we need to do without, putting those kids really close together and leaning on each other. And we've done that, like I said, with most of our programs. We do have a couple that just really can't manage that, so they're not running yet. But by and large, many of them are, most are going. Swimming lessons are happening. They've been happening. Swim team, we've got 110 kids on the swim team, and it's been happening since June. We've just spread them out.
There you go. What about birthday parties and things of those nature, social occasions?
Yeah, we've added a few additional restrictions on those. It's about keeping people apart again. That makes it a little harder. We have a little more restrictions on like recreational swim, because again, you can't have 50 people in the swimming pool. You just can't do it. Yeah. So those have been restricted a little bit. But honestly, you talk about the social part of it. That's the big thing that people are missing. I mean, people miss being together, and we're just itching, for these restrictions to be lifted so that we can let people get back together and enjoy one another's company and have that whole, community about being together and being a family.
Well, that being the case, of course, the YMCA plans, in addition to the regular offerings that are on the schedule now, you plan for the coming months, and obviously at this time every year you would be planning your spring activities anyway. So now you do with an eye toward maybe having more or having less restrictions, I guess would be a better way to put it. Having better restrictions, more access to what the Y is all about.
Yeah. We, when we looked at 2021, as you can imagine, with all of the different limitations we've had since March, our membership is down pretty substantially, and we have another substantial group of folks who have their memberships on hold that are just waiting to come back. But we looked at 2021 as a re-engagement year of where we're going to start doing everything again. We just don't know when, and we've planned on it, each session along the way, and if we can't do it this session, we just kick that can down the road to next session. And again, we'll plan on doing it regularly next session, but if not, we'll have whatever the necessary modifications are to do it then. Our goal is to keep people safe. That's why all of our protocol exists. Additional hand sanitization stations. We actually still shut the Y down for half an hour a day and go through and sanitize the entire building. We've got a handful of sprayers that we just, our leadership team runs around the building and cleans the whole doggone place and sanitizes everything we open back up. There you go. And we've been very fortunate, Todd. We haven't had any outbreaks or anything as a result of people being here. And our foot traffic since June, we've had 60,000 people through the door.
Amazing. Just amazing.
We're having 200 and 300 people a day since June. So lots of people coming. We're not having outbreaks, knock on wood. I don't want that to happen. But that's why we do what we do, to keep people safe.
All right. So as we finish up our time together for this morning, what do you need people to know about the Y, about joining the Y? I know we just got through January when there's always a special deal for membership in January, but it's always a good time to join the Y. So what do people need to know right now, this day, February 1st, about the Y?
Show up and we'll get you started.
That's easy enough.
Show up, and we got something for you. Just come on in, and we'll get you going.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Eric, Neal, thanks so much for being with us. Of course, we look at things down the road. I do note that you have the YMCA Good Friday Community Breakfast on the schedule. Let's hope that everything is straightened out, that we can get that one underway on April the 2nd. That's a little bit down the road, but there you go. That just means you're planning and hoping that things will work out and making adjustments as necessary.
And we have that one planned as virtual for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to happen no matter what. And we've worked with a production company. So not only it'll be virtual, it'll be run top notch, highly professional, from an actual film production company, Cameron Productions, and they're going to do a terrific job with it, I'm sure. So folks will be able to participate in the Good Friday breakfast from the comfort of their own home.
There you go. There you go. And pour your own bowl cereal. Eric, thank you so much for visiting with us today.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks for having me.
Have a great weekend.
You too, buddy.
Or the week ahead. You don't have to wait till the weekend. Go ahead and have a great week.
I'm going to start having a great week right now.
There you go. Good plan. We'll see you.
Thank you.
It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.